Let's journey into a world of myth, of duty, and of destiny, to bear witness to a story of the most profound sacrifice. This is the tale of the son who chose to give away everything. You see, at the very heart of this story, there's a powerful question about loyalty, about love, and the incredible, almost unbearable weight of a promise. It asks us, how far can a son's duty truly push him? Our story begins with him, Devavrata, a prince who had a kind of sight that was rare, not for treasure or for power, but a sight that could look right into the soul of his father, King Shantanu. And he alone could sense a deep, unspoken grief there. So picture this. On the surface, everything seems perfect. The kingdom is flourishing, but just beneath this veneer of peace, a king's personal tragedy is quietly, silently unfolding. I want you to imagine the royal chamber of Hastinapura. It's grand, it's opulent, but it's filled with this heavy sense of melancholy. And in the middle of it all sits King Shantanu, a ruler of a thriving land, yet he seems to be a prisoner of his own thoughts. It's this strange paradox, isn't it? The kingdom is a picture of prosperity, while its king, he's a portrait of despair. What on earth could cause such a disconnect? Well, his son, Devavrata, is determined to find out. And as he watches from a distance, seeing the pain his father tries so hard to hide, Devavrata doesn't just feel sympathy. Something shifts inside him. A powerful determination takes root in his heart. He knows with absolute certainty that he has to do something. So to get to the bottom of this sorrow, Devavrata goes to the one person who might know the king's heart best, the aged royal minister, and he gently, respectfully asks for the truth. And the story the old minister tells is one of love and an impossible choice. The king, you see, met a beautiful maiden, Satyavati, and fell completely in love. But her father, the fisher chief, laid down an impossible condition. Any son born to Satyavati had to be the heir to the throne. But this would mean disinheriting Devavrata, the rightful crown prince. The king just couldn't do that. And so, he returned with a broken heart. And as Devavrata listens to this story, it all becomes so clear. There's no anger, no feeling of resentment, just this clear, unwavering understanding of what he must do for his father's happiness. In that moment, his path is chosen. And there's no hesitation, not even for a second. Devavrata acts. He leaves the palace behind, setting out on a journey to fix this problem himself. You know, this journey he takes, it's so much more than just moving from one place to another. It's deeply symbolic. He's riding from his world of royal protocol and grandeur into the simple, earthy world of the fisherfolk. He's actually journeying toward a destiny that's far, far greater than any kingdom. When he finally arrives, you can just feel the tension in the air. Devavrata stands before the fisher chief, not as some demanding prince, but as a devoted son, ready to make the most extraordinary offer. And then, with a quiet strength that's just breathtaking, he says the words, an unbelievable sacrifice. He, the celebrated heir, the absolute pride of the Kuru lineage, is willingly giving up his birthright, the entire throne of Hastinapura. Now, you'd think that would be it, right? I mean, a sacrifice that huge. It should solve everything. But it doesn't. A shadow of doubt is still lingering in the fisher's chief's mind. But the chief's hesitation, it actually comes from a place of logic. He's a practical man, and he sees a potential problem that even Devavrata's incredible promise hasn't solved. Okay, so let's break this down. Devavrata has promised that he won't be king. Simple enough, but the chief is thinking one step ahead, thinking about a generation that hasn't even been born yet. What about Devavrata's own children? So he asks the question, the one question that changes everything. The question hangs in the air, a direct challenge to destiny itself. A promise made by a father, after all, cannot bind his sons, who would still be born with a legitimate claim to the kingdom. And just silence. A profound silence falls over everyone. In this moment, it's as if the wind itself picks up, swirling around Devavrata. The whole world seems to hold its breath. He has already given up a kingdom. What more is there possibly left to give? So here he is, Devavrata, standing on the edge of a decision, ready to make a vow so terrible, so absolute, that the heavens themselves will bear witness. And the question that we're left with is, what vow?
What promise could possibly be greater than a kingdom?